Good blessed Wednesday evening, October the 19th, 2022. It's about 5:35 p.m. I want to show you something here to the right. You see this white vehicle to the right on my screen here. That's the executive director of the Housing Authority here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, Paul Page. To the right is some landscapers that Paul Page met up with. You can see when he met up with him October the 18th, 2022 at about 10:43 and 37 seconds a.m. on the 18th, which was yesterday. And as it go along, I'm gonna let it start. But as it go along, that's Paul Page. The landscaper stopped there, and Paul Page, I believe, is gonna go around the corner. We ain't gonna be able to see where he parked at anyway. But anyway, what I want to show y'all, this one tree that they gonna come to, in the other tree, those two trees will be the trees that Paul Page said that he'll cut down for me, doing me a favor to cut the trees down. And because I found a complaint of discrimination retaliation with the Human Rights Commission because of the fact that you see this house right here to the left where Paul Page coming from around the corner, which the house is on the corner of Vine Street and Wallhousing, which this is the street. Vine Street is where I live at. That's where the truck is parked at now. Now you can see both of them coming at this by this particular tree right here. According to Paul Page, it's a 50-year-old oak tree, which it drops a whole bunch of leaves. And I've been living there for 15 years. I've been cleaning up more than my share. And when this white family moved in, it seemed like it became a problem, not just with the leaves, but with trash and unmonitored children's tearing up my bushes, throwing trash intentionally in my bushes, and doing a lot of other things. When I complained to the people that live there, because they just moved there November the 5th, or not November the 5th, around November of 2021, because they house down the street in the other project at 719 Vine Street was burnt up. I don't know how it burned up, but I know before that 2 cars burned up in their driveway in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, and nothing done. But I just want to show you something. Paul Page banned me from all the projects because I complained about this individual and because I went to the HUD in St. Louis, who is his boss. And I complained. I'm talking about November of 2021, several times in the month of November, several times in the month of December of 2021, all the way to January, February, and March. But I want y'all to watch them again. Now they're going over to this other tree. This is my backyard where you see the trash can, but I want y'all to see it real good. That's Paul Page in the landscaper again, and just Paul Page is to the right. To the left. I want you to watch who come from around the corner. The perpetrator, the white guy that come in a predominantly black neighborhood. He started chaos down at 719 Vine Street when he was living down there. The people don't want him back down there. They filed a petition against him down there because of his kids tearing up things, dogs in his house, defecating in other people's yards, his kids tearing up things, and they was just nasty, period. You know, what we call is a public nuisance. Now you can see him coming down, the big guy, the big troublemaker. Now I'd have been barred now. You see him? See the big guy? That's Big Josh there, the one that living there, a felon. He on probation for a gun. He got arrested again for another gun. When his house got caught on fire in November of 2021, it was a gun in his house then. You know, felons don't supposed to be around a gun. Paul Page was there, the chief of police, and everybody else. You see him leaving Paul Page, meeting with him, you know. But Paul Page want me now, said that I can go to any project now. He want to amend his ban now, saying I can go to any project but this one here on Warhousing, Gale, in Vine Street. This is my neighborhood. Now you got them all over. Now watch Paul Page real good. Put that arrow on him. You'll see him at a minute or two, probably pointing over here by my bushes. You know, over here by the house. You know, he can meet with the white guy that just come out of the house, out of that house that's starting chaos in the black community. You see, on March the 19th of 2022, a white guy came out of his house from around the corner. That's a felon, Brian Campbell. Google him up. Threatening me, telling me to stop videoing, showing all the trash and filth that these people in this house bringing to our community. Then on March the 19th, 2022, not 19th, but March the 28th, 2022, a mass mob of people came down threatening us. A white woman coming from out of that same house came beating on my door, trespassing. But now he told me that he told the Human Rights Commission that he would amend the ban, saying that he'll cut them 2 oak trees down, which they was going to do anyway. He'll put a chain fence, a link fence up at this by my bushes so the trash and all that won't come in it. He'll make sure the same white guy, Josh, that just came from out of his house to up to where Paul Page in the landscaper is at. I guess this guy Josh, this resident here, the white guy, I think he must be some type of bond boss, you know, a part of the police department. And Paul Page had a white police come send me a ban letter that wasn't even legit, because if it was, he wouldn't be trying to make these deals with me. But, you know, I'm going to let the Human Rights Commission continue to investigate, because if I go with the partial ban, then I'm saying that I did something wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. You see what I'm saying? I can go to all the projects now. He said I can go to all the projects now if I settle with him and drop this here complaint. The complaint is discrimination in retaliation. Now, if I said that I denied taking your decline to take your offer last week and this week, why would you still be interested in cutting them trees down? Why would you still be interested in putting this fence up? You see, I think you and I got the wind. Somebody done let you know it's a group of church peoples waiting for the decision from the Human Rights Commission. It's 2 lawyers, one out of St. Louis, Missouri, and one out of Chicago, Illinois, waiting to take on the case if it have to go to the federal court. I'm trying to reason with the Housing Authority and reason with the Human Rights Commission lady. The investigator is trying to reason, but I explained to her there's no way that I would accept a partial ban, because what if my house got burnt down like the white guys did? They moved them from one area where the people didn't want them down to another area where we don't want them. And me and my daughters and them have to move into the projects. I can't. You know why? Because he done abandoned me. Now, if you abandoned me from Vine Street, let's get Vine Street. Vine Street right here. Let's get Warhousing. Going to the back. All right, Warhousing, where you see the air at, where them cars at. Gale Street is right there. Now, I haven't did anything to anybody on Warhousing, Gale Street, or Vine Street. I've been living here for 15 years. This white guy done moved over in the neighborhood, and it's been nothing but chaos. 3 fires at his present Housing Authority apartment. And then he come downhill with trouble. But my thing is now, I'm willing to accept a total removal of the ban, and then we can go to the next stage of the mental anguish, the intimidation and threats from Paul Page by sending the letter saying who he having the police to illegally bring me the letter, then saying he gonna have the a prosecuting attorney, the sheriff, the police, all these people that he's close with, he gonna have them to put charges on me for trespassing. But did he see all that mob of individuals from the white guy Josh's house that he just met with the landscape here? Did you see all them people on March the 28th that came from the projects? I didn't do nothing to them. Me and my daughters and was on our property. They came down and threatened us. You heard what the white guy told me to come in the streets. You seen what the white female did, beat it on my door. But you ain't talking about that. So why am I banned from anything, and why is this white guy still living in this neighborhood? Send him to yours. But if you want to settle with me before we go to the federal courts, because see, the federal courts gonna see everything, just like the Human Rights Commission investigator gonna see everything. She gonna see when you wrote that letter, that illegal letter to ban me without taking me to court or anything, when a day after I sent a complaint to St. Louis. But I'm gonna leave for right now, y'all. But tell me why I got to be banned from areas in my own neighborhood. You know why? You seen the white guy just came up and met with them. Now, here it is. Paul Page supposed to be the executive director dealing with a landscaper. What is this independent? He won't even let his foreman and his other maintenance workers, because they black, they can't come with this meeting with them. You see what I'm saying? They can't come to this meeting, but the white guy, see, look where he finna go. You see where he finna go? That's why I say these people is Ku Klux Klans. They white supremacists down here. He finna go back down there and meet with the white guy, Josh, again. To them, Josh is some type of white gangster or a bond boss, but Josh is nothing to me. What Josh is to me is a chaos starter in the black community. He ain't gonna go to the white community or Paul Page community and do that. I'm gonna leave for right now, but I ain't done. Nah. Everybody know me that I've been living down here for 26 years. As of May the 3rd, 1996. 26 years, y'all. I've been an activist down here. I spoke up for black and white, but I live in the black neighborhood, and it's a lot of racism and injustice going on in the black neighborhoods. And that's what I speak up against. Injustices, period. Whether blacks do it or whites do it. If you follow my YouTube videos and actually listen to what I'm saying, then you'll know what I'm saying is true. But now, here it is, me being banned and barred from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority solely because a white family that moved from one project, 719 Vine Street, where they cost the housing authority to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to rebuild a house that burned up. The city had to come down. The city of Charleston had to come down, hey now, to put the fire out. The same white family, 2 cars burned up, where the city had to come down 3 times to 719 Vine Street to this same white family house that's living in the back of me now. Now they caused all this money for 3 fires where a dog and I think a cat was killed in the fire because of their negligence. But yet, nothing is done about that. But what they do is, they move him down next to me. I'm complaining about him just like the people down in the 700 block of Vine Street was complaining about it. But now look at this. First, the Housing Authority said that they wanted me completely banned from all the housing authority properties, period. That means in the housing projects, I can't walk on I gotta walk in the streets, can't walk on the sidewalks that they just built a couple of years ago. I couldn't go to the Civic Center or the Helen Kern Center, which Miss Helen Kern was a black lady that was the head of the NAACP. She stood on the NAACP like Thurgood Marshall did, not like these people that been having it for the last 26 years. But I couldn't go there. I couldn't go to the Lincoln schools. To the projects. To the playgrounds. But now, since I filed a complaint with the Missouri Commission on Human Rights, and they started investigating, now all of a sudden, the executive director, Paul Page of the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, last week, he told the investigators that he'd be willing to amend the complaint, amend the ban and allow me to go to the Civic Center, which is a public place. Where the NAACP, I'm a member of my two daughters, where we have meetings at, which they moved it to the Helen Kern Center. Then he said I can go to the Helen Kern Center in the C.F. Bowen Center when they have events, and I can go to the Lincoln playground. They'll build a fence. They'll build a fence alongside my bushes so all the trash and stuff from over here, which was my complaint, wouldn't blow into my bushes. They'll monitor this family to make sure they clean up their leaves and their trash, and they'll cut down these two 50-year-old oak trees. I declined that. But they said I couldn't go to none of the housing projects and none of the, that's what they call housing projects down here in Charleston. They look like little houses that you will see on the south side of Chicago. But now, this week, I get another offer. This offer is saying that I can get everything that I just told you, and I can go to all the projects in the city of Charleston, Missouri, with the exception right in my neighborhood on Vine Street, on War Housing, which is the street that's going here, north and south, where the white guy lived, right on the corner of Vine and War Housing. And then the next street over, south of here, Gale Street. Now, down a couple of blocks, it's one about 2 blocks, a place called Oliver Street. I ain't banned from there, or all these other projects. It's many more on the other side of town that I ain't banned it from there, but here it is, a black activist that's standing up for this neighborhood. When we used to have a lot of shooting over here, the city didn't stop. The city didn't get the shooting and stuff stopped. The housing authority didn't get it stopped, and a lot of it was coming from the projects. You see what I'm saying? I did. I spoke up against it. You see what I'm saying? Didn't do it by myself, but I spoke up against it. Got a rapport with some of these people. But some of the same people that I'm barred from going in these projects in my neighborhood that I've been living in 15 years. This white boy I don't know how many years, he ain't been living right on the side of me since November. And it's been chaos ever since. Filth, kids coming tearing up my bushes. You seen on the 4th of July 2022, just this year, fireworks shot over my bushes, burnt them up. You seen the white female come from his house. That's a crime, because she trespassed it. Then she beat it on my door, then went over there and tore my bushes up. That's a crime. Whether the police or the sheriff department do anything, she came from the project, the same white house the white female came out of, and committed a crime, but Paul Page don't see nothing wrong with that. He didn't send no police to go take her letter. Why do you think they want Raymond Lewis Ivy barred from now just the projects on the side of my town? You see what I'm saying? Is some black folks over here scared of me? Oh, and another thing, he said I can't go to the administrative office, which is 700 Elm Street or Cy William Drive. I can't go there. You see what I'm saying? But look here, I can go to the maintenance place on the Ada Street, but see, on Ada Street, a few blacks supposedly signed the paper and said they're afraid of me. That goes to show them blacks that Paul Page don't care about y'all. He protecting the people at the administration building where he at. It's okay for me not to go there, but I can go to the other one. You see what I'm saying? I can go to the other maintenance place. You blacks need to wake up. You signing a paper against me. You know you ain't scared of me. I ain't never did nothing to none of y'all. I ain't never did nothing to Paul Page, anybody in the administration building. Anytime I went up there decent in order to complain about this white family or anybody else I complained about. Now, when it was a black family living there before this white family moved in, a white black female with a bunch of kids, and people complained about her, Paul Page evicted her. But here it is, a mob of people came from down in these projects, from this white boy's house and some these other houses, white and black, to attack me and my then 15 and 16-year-old daughter. That was a crime. Why they ain't kicked out? You know why they ain't kicked out? You seen the meeting with Paul Page and the landscaper and the white guy. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but a chitty chitty bang bang, ain't nothing but a Ku Klux Klan thing. Peace out.